Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
HT investigation. We owe it to the public. Bipartisan State House bill calls for overhaul of criminal justice data. By Josh Salmon. Josh.Salmon@HeraldTribune.com. Florida's House of Representatives has proposed a sweeping overhaul of how information is stored and disseminated throughout the state's criminal justice system. Drafted this week by the House Judiciary Committee, the bipartisan measure would create one uniform databank with information on everything from arrest and bail proceedings to criminal sentencing. That information would be made searchable and published to the public through the Florida Department of Law Enforcement website. Justice system experts praised the legislation as a way to bolster transparency and ultimately improve judicial fairness. They praised ongoing reporting by the Herald Tribune for accelerating the data conversation and helping to spur reform. This bill is impressive, and the momentum over the last 2 years is no fluke, said Deborah Brodsky, director of Florida State University's Project on Accountable Justice, referencing the newspaper's reporting. This, to me, is more important than any one sentencing fix or any single policy change. It fundamentally puts in a system that allows us to identify our failures and address them. The 30-page committee bill seeks to centralize Florida's various criminal justice system databases by requiring court clerks, state attorneys, public defenders, jail operators and the Florida Department of Corrections to collect specific data elements and transmit that information back to FDLE weekly. FDLE would then create a unique identifier for each criminal case, allowing the public to track that defendant's experience at each step of the system. The measure also calls for the state to digitize the Criminal Punishment Code sentencing score sheets. The form is used by the courts to ensure consistency in sentencing, with a point scoring system that calculates recommended sentences based on the severity of the crime, the defendant's prior record and a host of other factors. If passed, the bill would launch as a pilot in Florida's 6th Circuit Court, which consists of Pinellas and Pasco counties. The circuit would partner with a national, nonpartisan, not-for-profit organization to help compile and report data to the FDLE. The measure authorized the state to hire 9 new employees for the undertaking at a combined salary of about $665,000 and allocates $1.7 million in non-recurring general revenues to begin the transition. The Herald Tribune left messages with 4 members of the House Judiciary Committee, but they did not get back to the newspaper by deadline Wednesday. "You can't come up with a solution to the problem unless you know the details," said Judith Scully, a professor of criminal law at Stetson University. "We really need to see the hard data to determine what we're dealing with, and design public policy to instill more trust. If people fear it's unfair or racially prejudiced, they won't have trust in the system. As lawyers and judges, we owe it to the public to be transparent and demonstrate a commitment to fixing these problems." Fractured data system. The bill comes after more than 2 years of reporting by the Herald Tribune on racial biases in criminal sentencing. The work resulted in 2 investigations: Bias on the Bench in December 2016 and One War, 2 Races, which published last year. Those series found Florida's criminal justice system is stacked against blacks. When 2 defendants score the same number of points on their sentencing guidelines, indicating they should receive similar treatment, black offenders averaged far more time in lockup than comparable whites. The bias is especially evident in the war on drugs. The 2 investigations also exposed serious concerns about how fractured the state's criminal data system has become and raised questions about the accuracy of the data the government now relies upon. "My hope is that this raises the public's level of awareness," said Larry Ager, public defender for Sarasota's 12th Circuit. "Here lies the importance of the Fourth Estate. It's fallen on deaf ears for so long. You reported on this and now you see the impact. It's the power of public opinion." A similar bill to reform data collection and improve racial equality was first proposed last year by Senator Audrey Gibson, D. Jacksonville. That bill died in the Senate Judiciary Committee following pushback from judges in Sarasota's 12th Circuit Court, who now say they support the measure. Proponents of criminal justice reform touted the new bill this year as improved and much more encompassing. It requires court clerks to collect and relay 72 data elements, including information on bail, sentencing and the defendant's personal characteristics, age, race, and gender. Administrators at county jails will be responsible for another 22 data fields. The state attorney's office will turn over 11 data elements, and public defenders will be responsible for 5. A. Wellington Barlow, a retired criminal defense attorney in Jacksonville, traveled the state last year to meet with judges about the problems with data and sentencing, using the Herald Tribune's reporting as proof. He was overjoyed to hear Wednesday that a fix had been proposed. "We've been trying to push for a centralized system," Barlow said. "Every judge we talk to agrees that the more data they have, the better it was for them to make educated decisions. It will help to avoid situations like the newspaper found with disparate sentences." The efforts in the criminal justice system follow steps taken by the state in recent years to improve data for transportation, education, and healthcare, according to a House of Representatives staff analysis. Data-driven, research-based public policy should be the goal of our legislative efforts, and is what we should all strive to achieve. An essential requirement for this goal is robust, accurate, and timely data collection, Scott McCoy, Senior Policy Counsel for the Southern Poverty Law Center, said in a statement. The House Judiciary Committee has released this proposed bill aimed at achieving better data collection and transparency for the Florida criminal justice system, so that policymakers, experts, and the public can more easily access information to evaluate how the criminal justice system is functioning and failing, McCoy said. If enacted, this bill would be a valuable tool allowing Floridians to hold law enforcement, state attorneys, and legislators accountable, and to press for common sense, data-driven reforms.
Hey, Sheriff, we have a question about why your office, your intelligence division, is investigating private citizens for criminal investigation that happen to be activists that are overseeing your department. Why would you have your intelligence division investigate private citizens? We have done... Sir, we don't hate anyone. We love freedom and we love American people. And government is out of control. That's why you're seeing such a revolt nationwide. Why can't you just answer, why is Susan Edwards, your intelligence division, investigating private citizens? This should not happen.
Are you here to apply for a job?
Possibly I might be applying for a job, but that's irrelevant to my question. Why would you ask that question?
Well, enjoy the fair.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Excuse you?
Excuse me, sir.
So those of you that haven't
Wow.
been on a bike before, we're
Sheriff's
just
getting a little too pushy. You work for us, Sheriff. Just keep that in mind. At one time, we respected you, but not with that type of attitude.
County. This is Sheriff County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Sheriff County COPWATCH with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is if I got some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. You know, 47,000 of you so far right now. You know, $1 a day. I mean, $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.